Husqvarna 450. Everything you could possibly need in a chainsaw. Check this out. Come in. Nice hard pushing. Peppery. Right. Yeah. Wildflowers. Beautiful clean look. And what is that? It's absolutely phenomenal. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is the Husqvarna 450. Absolutely epic chainsaw, and I think you want to watch this YouTube video if you're in the market for a semi-professional saw, which is right at the higher end of the sort of amateur garden enthusiast bit of kit, which is what this is. I've had it for 5.5 years. I use it pretty intensively, not every day, about sort of 5 or 6 weeks intensively every year, because I've got a lot of trees here, got a lot of fireplaces, and that's how we heat the house. So what you're going to get from me is a proper, honest, non-professional user's review, rather than a review from either a tree surgeon or a professional in the States or something like that, or someone that's just unboxed it and is just going to show you the features without using this bloody thing. Why? Because I'm the military gardener. That's what I do for you. Right, I'm going to spend about a minute just going over some of the features that you might care about. Some of the things I might get wrong, I don't care. I really like this saw. That's why I'm bringing it to you. Okay, these caps. I've got a Stihl down there. That doesn't have this feature. I absolutely love this. Let's just flip it up, undo it, fill it up, do it again. So you don't need to put a screwdriver in there, or you don't need to fiddle around with really tight caps or anything like that. They're an absolute dream to use, like that. Right, the next thing I really like, it's got, I think, can you see that compressing? I'll do a close-up. That's basically like a suspension kit in there, which absorbs quite a lot of vibration. So it takes a lot of the stresses out of your body and out of your hands, so you can use this for a long time without it being too stressful. Really like that. Trigger mechanism, love it. It's so easy. It's just pull up and down, and that's it. And then to cancel, it's just a flick down, right? That's the choke, up and out, and it just flicks down. Some of the other saws I've had before are a bit more fiddly with a push in and twist. That's absolute doddle. Really like that. 18-inch bar on it. Really nice. You can see there's a lot of fading. You see how much I've used it. Quite an easy system to get the top off. Just put a screwdriver in there, clip them open, second, and that's it. Put the chain brake on to get the lid off, and off it comes. You can see I've never had this filter off. Wow. Okay, there's a close-up of the filter. I've never had this cover off in 5.5 years. People watching it are going to say that you're negligent, you don't look after your kit. Well, perhaps that's the case, but I'm a busy man, and this thing has never given me a sniff of a problem. So, interestingly enough, let's have a look. Let's see how you do it. So obviously, you just flick that down, right? Great. Okay. And the filter, put that back on, and clip it up. Look, I did that with one hand whilst holding the camera, so really not very difficult. Right, let's put that back on. Anyway, enough of all that crap. Let's do some sawing. The first thing you want to see, of course, is how well this thing starts. It says on the back here, and what I've always done, choke it if it's a cold start, 6 compressions, and then 3 pulls, and you should get it to go. Like that. Once you've done that, unchoke, and a couple of pulls. Right guys, one of the things this video isn't is a lesson in health and safety. Okay, so perhaps don't try this at home. What we've got here is about 3-month-old ash, so it's starting to dry out, so it's not green anymore, and it's a hardwood anyway. And where are we? This is an 18-inch bar, so we're about 15 inches. It's going to be no problem for this whatsoever. But let's do a couple of cuts so you can see. One pull. Now what I haven't done is sharpen that blade recently, so you're not getting like super sharp blade, super serviced husky right there. You're getting as you would pick it up out your shed and start using it, right? It's just brilliant. I also didn't try and really force that saw. I allowed the saw to do the work, you know, and it was super easy, but not the biggest challenge in the world for any chainsaw. Nevertheless, you saw how easy it dealt with it, so let's give it something a little bit harder. Right, so that was about 18 inches, that log. Knotty as well. Didn't struggle at all. Again, allowed the saw to do the work, so I wasn't trying to force it. No issues whatsoever. But let's see if we can't try and put this saw under pressure and see where it can reach its limits. About 22 inches, wide piece of the tree, really knotty, and it's got a bulbous end underneath which you can't see, so there's at least 3 junctions coming off of that. That's going to be hard work. Absolute beauty. That'll make a nice little top to a coffee table or something like that, but you can see it was a confused bit of timber. I mean, it maybe stuttered once, just a little bit, but not really. So not even that's tested it. Let's try and do some cross cutting and see if we can catch it out there. Yeah, just ate that for breakfast. No problem whatsoever. Have I got anything bigger here? Tell you what, one last test. What I'll try and do is have this bit of timber there. We'll try and cross cut it. Maybe straight through like that so you can see it. And I'll try and force it. I'll try and get through as quickly as I can. And we'll see if we can get the saw to stutter then. Yeah, right, I managed to get it to stutter there because I was sawing like a bloody idiot. You know, putting angles on the blade and all sorts. Probably unsafe behaviour, which someone will pick me up for. But nevertheless, you know, that's the sort of thing that you might do if you're in a rush or whatever, or likely if the blade was a little bit dull, you know, you're going to try and put some elbow grease into it, and that's the sort of thing that happened. But in any case, it still sailed through that massive lump. Bearing in mind that was a tiny amount of the stuff that I actually cut. Nailed it. So there you have it, guys. Husqvarna 450. Everything you could possibly need in a chainsaw if you've got, say, a really big garden. If you're logging up for a good few weeks of the year for either, I don't know, your farm or your house, for the fireplaces or anything like that, and you're really going to need a saw that can just tackle almost anything you can throw at it within reason, then this is the bad boy here. It's so easy to handle. You know, it, like I say, doesn't need maintenance because I've never maintained it. That's not necessarily what you want to do, but it just proves the longevity of this bit of kit. And it just, you know, and it just runs beautifully. And I think actually they're priced pretty well. I think they're about 450 quid at the moment, something like that. Which you might think is a lot of money, and yeah, it is, depending on what you need to do with that money. But if you need a saw and you need wood, then I'd spend it on that. Check this out.